been through several calls with people and I'm starting to understand exactly what you need, but I want to talk to everybody in a group to make sure that I have what you need so that I can help you appropriately, because I ain't playing, y'all. We winning this year. We are taking action. We're doing what we need to do to get to that $10,000 to $20,000 level. I mean, I want y'all to be with me, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that it's possible. I know that it's possible. But I need to know from your perspective what you need from me so that I can help you win. I've given a lot of information, but it must be some little tweak maybe that you need. And I mean, I'm even going as far as if I talk to you on the phone, then we're following up, we're doing different things. I mean, this is real live coaching. Another thing, I'm sending out another email. It should come to you soon for you to schedule a strategy call if you have not had a one-on-one call with me yet. But so I was about to show you guys something for your Google business pages. That's why I was sharing my screen. I'm sorry, I got to get in your face again. The dog moved my daggum camera. Okay, there we go. I think, okay. She being nosy. All right, so we're on this tab, and what I typed in was Google Alerts and pressed enter. Now, this is what I want you to do for your Google business page. It's a couple of things that I want you to do. So if you look at the alerts that I have set up, I have my name, my full name. I have Solutions by TJ. I have Texas Notary, apostille, my email address, just the word notary, right? And then just the word signing agent. And I probably should put in Texas apostille, but if I put in apostille, then it's going to give me everything. So what this does is when you create an alert, let me go over here. I may have already erased them, but we're going to see. When you create an alert, every single day, it's going to give you news or information on the alert that you created. So let's go to Notary. Okay, so this is Google Alerts, and these are the ones that I've gotten. So I normally open them. I don't know why I didn't open them 2 days in a row. I was fooling with Madison. Okay, so long overdue. Florida Supreme Court ruling clarifies notary statutory duties. The free guide of notaries, e-notary software, former tax preparer, sentenced to federal prison. Y'all, it's a lot of notaries going to prison. You hear me? Prison. Now, if I ain't got nothing else from these alerts, it's a lot of people going to prison. So don't take this thing lightly, because if something happened, then you might get get in big trouble. Okay, so the 10 most searched jobs in the US according to Google, only 2 states, most searched jobs didn't include notary and real estate. Ain't that crazy? So a lot of people are searching notary as far as jobs are concerned. A lot of people in the market. But why I do this is because when I go to my Google business page, let me go to that. I need to post be posting stuff that has to do with my notary business. So how to get documents apostilled, right? This is a news thing that I found. What does a power of attorney over your financial affairs entail? So I'm just giving, like, if I find a news article within these things, then I post that. But what this does is it gives me information to post on stuff that I believe will help my clientele. Okay, the pursuit of the American dream, national mortgage professional, Genie Notary includes loan signing agents to signers within a 1 hour notice. Okay, so I just go through these and read them. And if there's something on here that may be beneficial in teaching my clients. Now, this is not So what you see today is stuff that has to do with, you know, notaries. Other notaries would be excited about this. But there are also things where your client would be excited about it. For one, okay, so just for your information, one of the platforms that we're going to talk about today is Yelp. Yelp is killing it for people, y'all. I mean, killing it for notary services, and so is Thumbtack. But you look through here, and even this, how much do notaries charge? So, you know, this will give your client some good information. How much do notaries charge in North Carolina? You go over here, and this is tips and everything. You click on this just to see. $5 per notarization. How much can a notary signing agent charge? For acknowledgements, $10 per signature. For jurats, $10 per signature. But you can also add information. I mean, these are type little things that you can add, but then add your own information. So if you have a transportation fee, an administrative fee, you can add to what these people are talking about. And this is First Law Comic. I'm interested in what they're doing, but these are just examples. Let me see if y'all have any questions down here. Okay, so people wanting strategy calls. Let me get that link real quick. And I'm putting the link in the chat for everyone. Click here to we making money. This is money making season. Y'all quit playing. Okay, so that's for strategy calls, one-on-one. There's no cost for that. Just don't leave me hanging. So if you book a strategy call, either let me know that you're not coming, email me or something. Also be added to the list for strategies, taxes. Okay, so what are the main reasons notaries go to jail? Fraud. Real talk, fraud or aiding in fraud. So there was one instance that I saw, this is kind of getting off the subject a little bit, but there was one instance where a notary was, she was doing real estate and she was forging people's names on pertinent documents for the real estate investor. And she went down with them. There are others where, let me see. Thank y'all for joining me, by the way. Long overdue.
DJ?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, it's Treve. I'm the one that asked that question. And, and I don't want to get off subject, but when you had mentioned it, it's only because I'm new and I thought maybe it would have been like, I didn't know whether if it was like mistakes that notaries were making.
Well, you know, oh, thank you.
Versus fraud, because I understand that now that you said it. That's very, very different.
Okay, okay. Thank you for for speaking up and letting me know. Can you go to jail for making a mistake? I'm telling you from my experience. My name is Latanya Johnson. Everybody calls me TJ. I have been in a whole lot of trouble from a real estate transaction. They said I did something that I did not do, but I still had to fight for my life. I want you to freaking catch that. The notary that was in the real estate transaction still had to fight for her life and prove that she didn't have anything to do with it. They can get you for organized crime for somebody else doing something fraudulent. So if you get any type of suspicious feeling at the table, do yourself a favor and leave. I don't feel comfortable with this sign. And you can ask your client, do you understand all of these documents? Do you know what this transaction is about? If you do not feel comfortable, leave. Leave. Do not be involved in it. I mean, that $100, however much, it appeared as though fraud was involved. Call the signing company, let them know what was going on. The client did not seem comfortable with the signing. They act like they didn't understand the documents, whatever. Leave. Why? Because that's your job. That's your job. You're there to detect fraud. So they're going to say, come on, y'all, they got us. Hello. For real. So regardless of whether you are right or wrong, that does not matter. You may have to fight for your life. And guess what? $100,000 in E&O insurance is not enough to fight for your life. No. It may cost up to $500,000. If you go to court, it may cost up to $500,000 or more. So signing agent insurance. Okay, so let me tell you, this is a good conversation. What can get you in trouble?
That's okay.
I see. I just want to make a deposit into checking.
Yes.
All right, give me 1 moment.
Uh-oh, let me mute you. Okay, so yeah, this is a good conversation regarding what can get you in trouble. So we're going to just veer off real quick and talk about that. So things that can get you in trouble. If you make a mistake within the notarial certificate, that means on the jurat or on the acknowledgement. Say, for instance, I had a situation not long ago where I looked at the lady's ID. Her name was exactly as it said it was on the ID. In one space on the document, it had her name correctly as it was on her ID. LaTanya Johnson assumed that the name was the same on all pages. It was not. There was one page that had one page. Every other page had her right name. One page had her maiden name. I, the notary, should have caught that. You cannot make assumptions. This is a very detailed business. So what would that do? That could delay the title company's transaction. That delay in that transaction costs people money. When you cost people money, then they charge you for it, right? And could they sue me for that? Absolutely. They could sue me. Could I go to jail for that? No, that's a civil case. Fraud, criminal. Fraud, federal. Federal. These are federal documents. We clear. So if, say, for instance, something happens with the close, there was this weird guy one time that was in the group and he was talking about he had completely botched the signing. And then he just threw all of the documents away. It was a really weird conversation. It's within Solutions by TJ Notary Networking and Knowledge. And it was a long time ago. Don't remember all of the details, but basically he said he just messed up and then he just threw the documents away. So when you're a signing agent and you do something like that, it's not fraud. You are supposed to handle those documents better than just throwing them in any random trash. You have to discard those documents, have a great shredder, discard them appropriately. But that part is not fraud, but you can still get sued. And that part is not a notarial act, it's a signing agent act. So you have one type of insurance for a notary, that includes you messing up on the certificate itself. There's another type of insurance called signing agent errors and omissions, E&O insurance. That's offered by Byberg as well. You need both, in my opinion. Thank you. I'll do a video on that. Thank you. Yeah, negligence. That's what it is, negligence. Thank you for the word, Terica. Byberg, and there's another company. If you Google, it's actually professional liability insurance is what it is. So you can Google professional liability insurance. You can even call your current insurance provider, State Farm, Allstate. They may offer professional liability insurance. You just put the information for notary signing insurance in the chat. Notary signing, what do you want me to put in the chat? Byberg, B-I-B-E-R-K, for signing agent insurance. And I say contact whoever you are currently insured by, because sometimes they can package a deal for you if you have your homeowner's insurance, your car insurance, and then professional liability insurance, and it may be cheaper for you. So look around for that. Does that make sense? Thank you for getting us off topic with that. Yep, that's it. That's it, Linda. That's it. Okay, so did anybody have any questions on those Google alerts? And did anybody have any questions on your Google business page? You need to post something. You need to post something on your Google business page at least once a week. One time per week, y'all. Put it on your schedule, put it in your reminders on your phone. One time per week, I need to post something on my Google business page.
This is new to me. I didn't even know that you could post on your business page.
Absolutely. Have you been in the background of it, of your Google business page? Let me show y'all mine again. So when you go back here, this is Greater Houston Mobile Notary and Apostille, and then I have the areas that I cover. You ain't got to be extra like me, but I'm just extra. When you go down, here's home, then here's post. Why the government wants to amend the notary laws. You know, these are my posts. What is an apostille? These are my posts. Stuff about remote notarizations, how that works. Just teaching your client how stuff works will get you views.
Yeah.
And then you put a call now button, right?
Yeah, I have a call now button.
I don't have no million views, but I, LaTanya Johnson, I need to do better at this. Right? But I have friends who are killing it with this, killing it. But just off of this alone, and I ain't even doing it regularly, I get one call a week just from this.
So I do have a question related to the Google business, because I started my notary business last January. And so it was a lot of learning. And I think the only two things that were not successful for me was the Google business page and my website. So I'll just keep it just to what we're talking about right now. But when I went to Google, set up my Google pages, it basically won't let me get past 80% of completion. It tells me that it basically can't verify. So you know how I guess it's supposed to send you a postcard to verify your business or what have you. But I have a suite. Like right now, I still just have a post office box that they have set up as a they have a suite number or whatever, so it doesn't appear to be a post office box. Do you know anything in that arena? Like, does my business, even though it's a mobile notary business, should I just put it to my home address? And because it's
Well, your
hindering
Google business page does not. Okay, so hold on. So you don't have to show your business page to the world.
Okay.
Info. My address is not on my page. My address is for them to see my service area.
Okay.
My location, no location.
Okay.
But where I want to get that card, yeah, I got it at my house.
Okay. All right.
That's very important.
Okay. And so if everything, and this is just, I'm sorry, transparency, I know we're recording and everything, but so as I've gone through this process, I've tried to connect, like I've had my Duns and Bradstreet number. I've had set up with sam.gov, and I was working towards, trying to get in that arena of getting contracts or what have you, and becoming like a woman-owned business and all of these things, but they are trying to verify information. And now it's like, I'm having to change the address in general. So now I'm going to have to go and change the address on every single business document, correct?
Every single business document that has to do with what?
My company. Like, if right now the address that I have it at, if I can't get into to okay, first of all, they can't verify my Google pages. I can't get past the 80% as I was telling you. So I've tried to change it. I tried to have it at the service areas. It's like it can't verify my business. And I have all my documents and all things legal, business license and everything. But I cannot get past this Google pages.
Yeah, it does have to be verified, and it does have to come to your physical address.
Okay.
Marilyn asked, can you have more than one? You can have as many as you want. They are free.
Okay.
You can have one for Houston, Sugarland. I mean, you know what I'm saying? For different areas of town, you can have as many Google business pages as you want. If that one
Thank
doesn't
you.
work out, try to create another one, but no, they're not, it's not going to go to a PO box.
Thank you so much.
So when you change the address, it is better. Well, you know what? You can have mail forwarding if necessary. Because I don't remember if every time I change my address, I mean, with the Secretary of State, yeah, you got to let them know where you are. So it kind of depends on what type of business or what type of entity or transactions you're doing. Some of them, you do have to let them know where you are. But it kind of depends.
Okay. Thank you.
So you can also use a virtual address for what, Linda? For your Google business page verification, have it come to your house. Don't even use a virtual address. For your Google business page. I do not put any address. I meet my clients wherever we are. You know what I'm saying? We may meet at a Starbucks that's close to me, Starbucks close to them. That's it. Yeah, don't use a virtual email. I mean, why would you? Have it come to you. You don't have to show it. Have I had any, what do you mean, have I had any success with electronic signings?
The ones with like Perverso and I can't remember the name of it.
When you say success, what do you mean? Have I been able to get those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I signed up with a couple of companies and I never got any business. It's been a couple of years now. So
okay, so how do I
wondering.
normally, every time somebody says that, what's normally my response? Do you know?
No.
My normal response is, are you waiting for them to call you or have you called them?
I have called them, but they were gonna call me back. I emailed and I called. And I just didn't get anything.
And then my next normal response is I worry the hell out of them. Hello? Everybody there gonna know, oh Lord, there's TJ. Hey, yes ma'am, TJ. They gonna know my voice. I'm a bust out laughing when they say, hey, hello, hey TJ. They gonna know my phone number. They gonna be like, Lord, she won't quit calling here. And we don't have a block feature. And I'm gonna say, I stop calling when you give me a job.
Exactly. Okay.
I worry the heck out of baby. You don't want me to worry you now, baby. I am that one.
Yeah, because they charge these fees. They definitely charge the fees, so and you paying it. So
oh yeah. Oh, I know. I worry the devil out of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They have. Oh, I'm paying you. Yeah, I'm gonna worry you.
Now,
Okay.
in your experience, have there been any companies that you've paid that was actually giving you business? Like, say, for instance, Hire Notary.
Notary 123.
They actually give you business when you sign, when you pay them. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the name of it. Ooh, let me get this light out of my eyes. Yeah, Notary 123.
That's the name, TJ.
What'd you say? Anybody else have one?
TJ, she's talking about that one company that once you get on the registry for a notary, they spam all the new notaries, Hire Notary, just to get you to pay a subscription fee.
Right, but we want to know which ones are working. So which ones are working?
I only pay for one, the 123 Notary where I can put
123 Notary, Lord, I'm wrong. I knew it was 123.
The one that you can put your, you can pay for additional, zip codes. That's the one that I pay for.
Signing agent, that's the one. You talk signing order, you can pay $2.99 a month and put as many as 20 zip codes on there.
What's the name of that one?
Signing order. Signing order.
Signingorder.com.
Yeah, let me put it in the thing. You pay $2.99 a month and you can put up to 20 zip codes on there.
Okay. And then is it 123 Notary or no? Okay, 123notary.com. Okay. I knew it was 123. Hello. And listen, this is for us. I mean, hey, we family. Y'all are my family. So this is not just for TJ. We are all helping each other win. Are we clear about that? So
Cafe is $36 for the year. And I say I got about I got a good handful of business from them last year. I started last year, and it was worth it. Your other companies come on there and they pick you off there and sign you up from the platform from them too. And it was like $36 for the whole year.
Notary Cafe. So how much were the jobs paying? Did you get paid more than $36?
Of course, I get my money I can say that every platform, including yours, I paid money until I've seen it come back. So I can say that, but Notary Cafe is one too.
All right, perfect.
I don't pay for many platforms though. I'm on about 30 of them, and ones that I pay for, Notary Cafe, Signing Order, and I think that's it. I found it's some more. I'll let you know, but the other ones are free.
Okay. All right.
No, PJ, what I've done, I done switched it up instead of waiting on somebody to call me. I done reverse engineered this thing. So I looked up the highest performing real estate agents in my area. I'm talking about the ones that's making $1 million. Anybody can get the real estate license now. But I looked and seen who was top performing. It tells you how many, if you look it up in your area, it tells you how many houses they done sold and, a top performing real estate agent. And I just shoot an email and, ask them, can I take them out for coffee? Boom, there you go. You know me.
Top performing real estate agents near me. Let's look at it. Okay. Let's see. Houston's top 20 real estate agents. And this is on HomeLight. See top realtors. And this tells you the number of transactions. But I just Googled it, as y'all can see. This is somebody with 52 transactions in 12 months. They killing. 94, Steve is killing. But why not call all of them, I don't want that.
So I also did what you showed about on LinkedIn, and I connected that way as well. And I didn't make it all about me. I made it about them, congratulated them on their success, did a little bit background about them. So it wouldn't be a cold call, even though it was a cold call.
So what she's talking about is when you go to here and you find somebody, thank you for sharing that. When you go here, let's say Cindy Boutel. And Cindy Boutel looks like she's a broker. So maybe that's why she has so many, I know the neighborhood schools, but maybe that's why she has so many transactions, because when your people do transactions, you get credit for that as well. But so to get their contact information, I use what's called signalhire.com. Signalhire.com. I ain't sure I done paid for it this month, so bear with me, people. It's like $45, but hey, one transaction, it didn't pay for itself. And trust me, every time I use this mug, it pays for itself.
So you contact a real estate agent, and how do you get their business?
You hold on one second. Let me see if this is coming up. Her name is Cindy Botel. This is her, licensed realtor. So then you reveal her contacts. She's in Cypress, Texas. Contacts are being searched. And then it'll give you her phone number. So it gives you her email address, her LinkedIn, and her phone numbers. Okay, so if you look over to the right side, these are her this is her contact information over here. You can click social and click on LinkedIn. She has 2 different LinkedIn pages and you can learn more about her. So how do you get in touch with these people? That's the way. These are their phone numbers. You have a mobile phone and then you have some unknown numbers. You have 3 different mobile phone numbers. And then you have these other unknown numbers and you have her email address. And you can look at what she typed, what she posts on Twitter. If she, you know, is social or has tweets on Twitter. Let's see. Dan and Cindy are local realtors. Let's see. Okay, so she's posting houses. How often? This was 4 hours ago. So she is Trusted Insights, Global Impact. I mean, it looks like she is whatchamacallit? She's on Twitter quite a bit. She's regular. So I would go through everything that Signal Hire has to offer and I'd call her. And what was your question? I'm sorry. What was ask your question again? Because I was going through what I was saying.
I was asking, how do you get business from them? Because most of the time they're going to a title company and the title company has their own notary, a loan signing agent. So
okay, so get this. When you buy a house, who's the first person that you call?
the real estate agent.
And when you get that real estate agent, do you know what title company?
No.
The real estate agent normally recommends the title company.
Okay.
The real estate agent normally recommends the title company. And the client can choose anybody they choose to close their home. Or the real estate agent can recommend, I use this mobile notary, can we use her? And they will.
So that's when they're buying when they're not buying a new build, right?
It's whenever.
Oh, okay.
The person that's buying, the buyer always wins. It's what they want. They are not tied to it. Now, will that buyer pay extra for it? And maybe that in-house person is free? Nah, ain't nothing free. They're gonna charge her either way. If they gotta go mobile, they're gonna charge $200, $250, period. Whether it's you or somebody else. And you can actually be the better option and charge $175, $195 instead of $200. Okay.
Got
Does
it.
that make sense?
I actually went towards the MLOs as well, because they are the ones originating the loan. So they can go ahead and list me on the paperwork from the beginning. So
so the MLO, let's not use acronyms because everybody don't know what that is.
Mortgage loan originator or the mortgage broker. You create a relationship with the mortgage broker and you'll never have to worry about money again.
And so how do you know who the mortgage broker is, or how do you get in touch with mortgage brokers?
The same way you're looking up real estate agents and Facebook as well. You find out if they're talking about the kids or what they're about. And, you be authentic about it. If they seem like a person that you could have a relationship with, I'm a new construction person. So I go like today I'm leaving and going to new build areas and building those relationships.
Baby, that's what we learned in our, what was it? When did I tell y'all that? In our Get Money Challenge. Yes.
Yeah,
In the Get Money Challenge, I told y'all to go to them new builds and you close every house in the new build. Hello? And that's hundreds of closings. Hundreds.
Who would you talk to at the new bill?
Anybody you see. because it's a relationship business. So you can go, soon that trailer is there, you go drop off your cards because they're gonna see me next Saturday too. So eventually, eventually you're gonna find out what you want to find out.
Hey y'all, hey, I bought donuts. How y'all doing? Okay, hey Miss Miranda. Yeah, that's that relationship.
Yeah, it gets just like that too.
That's Sunday. Hey y'all, hey, that's Saturday. Hey y'all, hey, it's raining outside. Y'all better be careful. I bought y'all some hot coffee and some kolaches.
I say, see you next time.
Y'all have a good day. Be careful. And they're gonna say what? Hey, Miss Miranda. Oh yeah, my girl, Miss Miranda brought us some donuts. Who is Miss Miranda? Oh, okay. She blah 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 blah.
And then they get to talking to one another because you done went to their sister facility too. So I just don't concentrate on one new build. I go in a circle like I do is from time I wake up to dust.
And how do you find new bills, Miss Miranda?
I look for, well, you can either go to zoning in your county, or you can, if you have a relationship with a mortgage loan originator, they can tell you, or you can just open your eyes and see where they're building.
And I'm gonna put 5 on it. I'm gonna put 5 on it. Y'all ready?
You gonna put 5 on it?
I'm gonna put 5 on it. Okay, this is the 5. Google Builders Association, your city. So Nebraska Builders Association, Nebraska Home Builders Association. So let's do that, family. Let's go here. I'm gonna say Houston. Okay, spell it right, chick. Builders Association. Here it goes. Greater Houston Builders Association. You got all of the builders in one spot. Let's look at their Facebook page. Let's see who's building. Let's see if I can join the Builders Association. Montgomery County Builders invite you to their first networking event at Bricks. Yes. Oh, they having events. When is it? On the 23rd? Who gonna be there? What? Networking. I think some notaries should be in the house. You see, I like this page, y'all.
Another thing with the real estate agents, if I really, really want to work with them, their main goal is to sell their house. And if they're on Facebook, I just go ahead and share their house, what they done put on their page. I share it to my audience. And I keep doing it, not every day, just every week. And that's going to get their attention. Oh, you're the person that's sharing my house.
Yes, that's building relationships. Look at this lady, the Professional Women in Building Counselor. Are you a woman? Women like working with women. We always try to give each other a chance. At least I do. And most of the women that I know, they'll be like, oh, okay. A newsmaker, Mr. LeBlanc, Custom Homes, Legend. These members go above and beyond for the association. You get in these associations, winning. But do you see what I'm saying? Okay, what is this? Houston Remodeling. What? I need Houston Remodeling Guide, Community Impact News. Okay, so yeah, that ain't nothing. But when I get on here, I try to see what else. The Official Professional Women in Building. Baby, all these white women, it would behoove you to get in this group. Why not? This is the type of stuff you spend your money on. When we talk about marketing, thinking outside of the box, that's my 5 on it. Oh, and another place. So, wait a minute. I think it's social. AI. That might be wrong. Nope, that ain't it. This is another place that I found where you can, Seamless. Seamless, Lord have mercy. SEAMLESS.AI. It's just like Signal Hire, but they give you, and I don't know why mine isn't showing up. Oh, here it is. So Seamless AI. So when you're searching the web, and say, for instance, I go to here, which is Facebook, and I want to just kind of get an idea. Okay, this is Facebook. This gives me contact information for various people on Facebook. But then I go over here and go to Greater Houston Business Association. This is Seamless AI, y'all. Did I close it out? And so I'm on Greater Houston Business Association. I get the vice president's name, the business coordinator's name, and Miss Peggy Means, director of education. Who do I want to talk to? Somebody answer me.
The director.
Of education.
Director of education, yes. Why? Because I want to educate them on what a mobile notary is, what we have to offer, and how we can help them grow their business. And TJ, how you gonna help them grow their business? You're gonna build your social media platform so that a lot of your clients and homeowners will see their information. You do a lot of networking all over, so you can help pass out their flyers, help do whatever, because you are the plug. Become the plug for your city, the plug. That's how you make the money. Become the plug for whatever city you are. TJ, what do you mean by the plug? Anything real estate related? Everybody know TJ. Why? She's at all of the notary signing events. She's at all of the home building events. If she can't make it to all of them, she's at them at least once a month, consistently, because consistency is key.
TJ, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I had so I started calling, like, I don't know what the website is called, but I was just like new bills in my area. And I did this on Monday or Tuesday. And I called all of the sales consultants that were sitting in the office. And I sat up there and I called every one of them and I just asked them, I said, hey, what title company do you use? I was able, because I'm so used to Stewart, Capital Title, you know, all the big names. I was really interested in knowing, like, where do all these people close? Because the escrow officers have contracts with different builders or MLOs, mortgage loan officers or whatnot. Like, they can't do them all. So when I called, I discovered at least 6 different title companies that I never heard of the whole time I've been in this business. So I wrote it down and I Googled it, and then I called them, and I already have 2 of them under my belt. I just basically called them and I said, hey, do you guys onboard notaries, or do you have a vetting process for notaries? And they was like, yes, we need notaries. They was like, please send your information to my email. And so I was like, wow, because if you call like the big title companies like Stewart, Capital, they'll be like, we already have notaries. We already have the notaries that we want to use. You know what I mean? So I just kind of thought outside of the box. And just because you guys are talking about new bills, like, they have title companies that you've probably never even heard of here. So yeah, yes. So that's all I wanted to say.
I love that. Thank you. Because that is big. Thank you, Miss Miranda, too. Ooh, I'm looking a little ashy on here. Oh, that's big, y'all. Y'all think it's big? I think it's big. This is some great information.
I'm joining this call.
Huh?
I'm so glad I joined this call.
Awesome.
Gems today.
Good. I could have went on Clubhouse and did this, but I said, nah, let me get my family, because it's time for us to make money. You can help everybody in the world, but baby, if you don't help your own family, who are you? Like, what are you doing? I got to help the people who believe that I can help them, right? Who join me and say, come on, TJ, what you got? All right, Miss, okay, so hold on. Let me go back real quick. June, are you on here? Can you open your mic for me?
Yes, I'm on here.
Okay, you mentioned you got a fraud letter yesterday. They're requesting to see my book for a signing I did. Oh, okay. You want to talk about that later, or is it something you want to tell us about it?
I'm just concerned because I notarized the document for my daughter's friend's mom and her brother, and it's like a retaliation thing from his kids. He had cancer, and the kids did not come in and help do anything with while he was sick. His sister was taking care of him. And so now it's like they want the house, but they think he had a settlement from Metro. But the lady who I signed, who we signed with, she was like, he never had a settlement. So they're thinking it's a money thing, but they went over to the house and they trashed the house. They broke locks off of there. They took the cameras down and all of that just to retaliate against her because she was power of attorney over him. So the lady who notarized her document for power of attorney and myself have to reach out to the fraud department to the investigator to show them our books. But my problem is that I've moved and my book is packed up and I don't even know where it's at.
You got to find it.
Okay.
You're going to have to find it.
So what could they do to me when I find my book? But you know, it's his word against ours, basically, because I was the notary and she was there as power of attorney for him.
Okay, so let me talk about this. I love this. Thank you for asking this. Number one, TJ is not an attorney, but I've dealt with so much stuff, man. I should have been. This should have been one of my callings. Hello. Okay, so here's the deal. You as the notary, your job was to read that document and verify that the names of the people that were on that document were who they said they were by looking at their ID. This is Bridget Forms. You're Bridget Forms. This is a valid ID. It's not expired.
And I still have the picture of his ID.
This is who they say they are. Do you understand this document? And are you in your right mind to sign it and doing it of your own will? That's your job, nothing else. Now, if there was some people on that document that were not there and somebody else signed their name, then you're wrong. And you can't go down for that.
No, he was there.
Okay, well, you did your job. As long as you ask those questions and you, and even if you didn't, it's your word against theirs, to be honest with you. But as long as the ID matched the name of those documents, you have nothing to do with the content of what's on those documents.
Okay, cool. I'm good then.
But again, that never stops you from having to fight for your life in our society. Now, I want you to understand that too. You might have to prove, I ain't know nothing about this. When somebody brings organized crime, it's like, what? Organized crime? Who organized it? But organized crime is like your friend, prime example. Your friend can be doing a closing or something. You don't have no knowledge. They just ask you, can you do this closing for me? You don't have any knowledge that they are giving these people $10,000 for this house, and then the house is gonna foreclose, and people gonna sue them, blah, 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 and on and on and on. You have no clue what is. You're just notarizing, the people saying that they cool, everybody look cool, everybody understands what's going on. They happy about the $10,000 until the house foreclosed. Then the notary is pulled in on it. Does that make sense, people?
TJ, can I ask a sub question to June's question?
Yeah. June, hold on real quick. Did I answer all of your questions, June?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, yes, ma'am. You can ask a sub question.
Thank you. So this is, again, I'm new to this, so this is great information, June. Thank you for sharing your story. So my question, TJ, just adding on to her experience, would it have been possible in her situation or any other notarization to record them, whether it be video or audio? Just like if we're able to record a Ron online, how come in-persons can't be recorded? If not,
what I would do personally, I would contact Legal Shield about that. That's what I would do. I can't say, LaTanya Cherie Johnson, whether you can record it or not. I would contact Legal Shield about that. And I know this, you can't record people without them knowing that you're recording, right? So you'd have to tell them this is going to be recorded. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Just like you did on the Zoom when you started the call, you had to let us know, we have to agree to it. And I'm okay with that. But I'm just hearing all these different stories, and June sharing her experiences, just a great one, another way for us to be able to cover ourselves as notaries, because it's like you said, we're there to strictly do the notarization. We're not going there with the intent to fraud anyone.
Yeah,
We don't know. Our job is just to make sure, you know, you're doing this a sound body and will, and that's it.
that's it. Yep. So somebody in the chat, Miss Anita Berry, asked about a number for your business. For business credit purposes, a Google Voice number will not do. I don't use a Google Voice number. If you're doing business credit, we talked about Grasshopper, Grasshopper, I think is for, shucks. Yeah, Grasshopper for business, for a business phone. Google Voice can sometimes come across unprofessional, but if that's what you got the money to do, then by all means do that. Don't not have one just because, you know, Grasshopper phone. Okay, it's grasshopper.com. Small business phone numbers. If I remember correctly, it's like $25 a month, something like that. And then it says save up to $75 off, probably your first time. Let me see. I'm trying to look for pricing. They're not going to show you, but I know we talked about it in our business credit seminar. And if you guys are going through the business credit seminar with us, have no fear. We will be back talking about that next week. I just felt like this was just dire today because we got to start making money. So I answered that question. Y'all talking about I want to go to that Builders Association too. Google Voice. Okay, perfect. So let's go to Yelp real quick. So there are a lot of people who are listing their businesses in Yelp. I'm going to lower that and lower this. I say and lower. Go. Can you get down? Okay, so I'll get here. Continue as Latanya Johnson. Oh gosh, come on. Okay, so I'm logged in. So it says discover the perfect business. I'm going to close that. Write a review, events, talk, Yelp for business. Let's go to Yelp for business. Let's get back to business. You can manage a free listing. So business page, upgrade package, ads, connect, the industries that are available. You can go to support and resource center. So let's see what the upgrade packages look like. Stand out, attract more customers, be chosen. The upgrade package combines Yelp's best tools so you can grab people's attention and bring in more business. Okay, quickly show people you're the right business for them. Your listing stands out. Convert page views into customers. Basically, it's so that your business can stand out. You try it free. Resources to grow. Advertise, plan, start. So types of pricing strategies. What I'm looking for right now is their price. It says try it for free, but what's the price of it after it's free? And it'll tell you that once you pick up everything, but this will, I'm sure you'll get to this again. Yelp for business upgrade price. Yelp for business upgrade price. Baby, with the world we live in, you can Google everything. Showcase your business for $300 in free ads to start. Not bad. Up. Is Yelp for Business worth it? Page upgrades, $2 a day. Page upgrades bundle, $4 a day. Yelp Connect, $99 a month. Yelp ads, $150 to $750 a month. I'm just trying to, look and see what this is. Okay. 2017 study conducted by a pair of assistant professors out of Harvard investigated the effects of Yelp ads on almost 20,000 restaurants and 24 million advertising exposures in Yelp. They discovered that restaurants that ran ads saw a 24.6% increase in page views, a 5% increase in customer reviews, and a 13% increase in restaurant sales. So that's for the restaurant business. For small businesses looking to spread the word about their product or service, Yelp ads may boost visibility and engagement, but investing in Yelp ads long-term could be an expensive endeavor. Okay, decide whether Yelp meets your needs based on the positives and negatives. Pros, they have free features, no cancellation fee. You can control what you spend. The pros is, while they may offer many free features, its premium amenities come at a cost. The ads start at $150 a month, and a number of merchant reviews suggest prices of at least $20 per click. Lack of control. You can set a listing photo and specify your business's special features, but you won't be able to set keywords or location controls for the ads. That's big. You can't set keywords and location controls. Interesting. Poorly reviewed. Yelp has a disappointing reputation on Trustpilot, with many of its merchant features receiving poor reviews from business owners. But from what I've been told, the free listing is worth it. I've been told that by others, and I've looked at it myself. I like it.
I was told that too. Those cons, when I was trying to decide when I first started, that's why I'm back with Google. Well, I'm gonna start doing the Google ads instead of Yelp. It's because they said that on Yelp, people can just, like, say for instance, you at the top, right? Whenever they Google you, the first one that pop up, they can keep a hater underneath you, because they not, number one, can keep clicking on using up your clicks so that they can become more visible than you, because it goes off of like how many clicks you paid for or whatever with Yelp. And so that's what Google was telling me, like somebody who want to get more visibility can just be clicking on your ads out of spite, just so that their ads will start to populate more, like to get rid of your clicks for the month.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's when I first started. It could have changed, but that's what the Google lady told me like almost a year and a half ago.
Okay. So did you upgrade your account, or do you just have a free account?
I just have a free account.
And is your free account working well for you?
I just switched it over the Google last week. Well, like 2 weeks ago, because I'm just starting in Houston. So I do get a call every now and again for my Google page. I've been getting apostille calls, and my stuff don't even say apostille. I need to get training on that, but I've been getting those kind of calls.
Well, girl, send them to me.
Yeah.
Send them to me. Hello, send them to me.
Yes, ma'am. But yeah.
Yeah, refer those to me. I'll do it. I'll split the money with you.
When I first started, and I did Yelp, and it was a very bad experience because I did upgrade. Someone from Yelp called me, asked me, did I want to upgrade, blah, blah, blah. And they give you these numbers, and you're like, okay, yeah, well, I can do that. By the end of the month, I was almost at $500 that I had to pay them. Because they're going to tell you, oh, I'm going to give you $300 for the first month. So we're going to see how it goes. And then, you next month we'll start fresh. you, so in your mind as a young business owner, or a new business owner, let me say, you're thinking, okay, $300, they're giving me $300 in credit, so that should last me a couple of months. No, that didn't happen. I ended up with a $500 bill.
So, hold on one second. So, advertising is not for the weak. It is something that you really gotta know what you're doing, right? And I'm looking here because that happened to me with Google ads a long time ago. I owed $400 in one day. I mean, they can really run it up. It's something that you need to learn. You don't just get on there and say, okay, let me try this out. It's a whole class that you need to learn in order to do this. Let's see. So I personally, I don't, so if you look at my AdWords, that's all I use. I use Google ads. I don't, even when other places like Yelp and different places have ads, because once you're on and you start going to Yelp and other places, you still gonna see a Google ad. I was trying to see it over here and maybe mine is blocked, but normally you see other ads anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Yelp, Facebook, or wherever, if you use Google ads, your ads still gonna pop up everywhere. So why not just go to the main source? That's my thought about it. Now, Sierra told me about Thumbtack too. I knew about Thumbtack, but I never did it for notaries. And Thumbtack had pissed me off a long time ago when I was doing some stuff for construction. So I looked back at it. You can make money from it. Oh, TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit is another one. I think it's oh, I spelled that all wrong. Task, R-A-B-I-T. TaskRabbit. Let me see. Let's just see what it comes up with. Oh, it just did.
Drop in the chat what that app is, because I got a new computer, the Simply one that we use for LinkedIn.
Well, I wanted to see if TaskRabbit worked. I've been meaning to look at this. I need help with, and then I put in notary. But let me see. So no, this is like furniture mounting and stuff. Dang, it's another one that my cousin used. Oh, cannot think of it now. But this is like if you're moving, these are tasks: furniture assembly, mounting, cleaning, yard work. It's another one. I'm gonna I'll find it for y'all. I want to look at Angie's list too. But I think Angie's list: cleaning, roofing, remodeling, and more. Man, electricians, plumbers, contractors. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I'm just trying these, y'all. I don't know. No. Okay. But so Thumbtack, the thing that I didn't, okay, so did I get hits and leads from Thumbtack? Why you open that curtain? Yeah, I got leads from Thumbtack. However, they do take a portion of your money, and then Thumbtack can start being expensive too. When I was making $200 a pop, they had started taking doggone near $50 out of that, which still isn't bad, but it's like, God, they just get greedier and greedier. Sierra, what is your experience with Thumbtack?
So Thumbtack it has its pros and its cons. If you're willing to deal with the cons, then you'll be all right. But if you are a stickler for your coins, then it probably won't be for you. But Thumbtack has commercials on TV. They have ads all across social media. So it's thousands of people that's on Thumbtack every day. I get a notification every day. I just got a wedding officiant while we was right in this meeting. So every day somebody directly chooses me. And yes, you have to pay for the lead, right? Because they're giving you the business. But the downside about it is if I don't respond quick enough, if I don't lock them in, if I don't sign over my agreement or whatever before they contact another pro, I lost out on that lead, and that other notary or wedding officiant gets the job because they were quicker or they responded, and they still charged me for that lead coming to me. I don't get that money back. I can You can call them, you can complain, you can send them messages, and they'll be like, all right, I'll give you the next 3. It's just a trick, y'all, just to let y'all. And these people then chose somebody else, and they'll be like, all right, the next 5 leads are on us, or whatever. They'll do that for me time to time. So that's something that I'm good at, complaining. Like, okay, if I see I done lost $40, and I'm like, these people, they don't like my prices. I don't know what it is, but they went with another pro. And I would tell them just like that. And they don't want to lose my business because I'm keeping them, I'm keeping Thumbtack a billionaire. So they gonna give you free leads, or, they'll be like, all right, how can we fix this? So they do work with you, but you do have to keep in mind that you're not gonna get every single lead that comes to you.
Gotcha. Thank you, Sierra. Anybody else use Thumbtack?
I did. I didn't like they take too much of my money for nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, when I really look at it, it was annoying, but it was still, I made $150 that I wouldn't have made if I hadn't had it, right? So it's a give or take, I guess. They get more and more expensive. Okay, Miss Anita, you have a question? Your hand has been up for a while.
Hi, TJ.
Hey.
Okay. I am more focused on the remote notary business. Back last year, I broke my ankle, so I have not been able to, I think like just this past November, I was able to start walking on my ankle. So I've been more focused on the remote notary business for that reason, because I can't drive. I couldn't drive. And so I'm trying to figure out who's on the line that is really, besides Sean. I know Sean is killing it in the remote notary world. How many platforms are you signed up with? How is your business going with that, with different platforms? I saw a video on YouTube about this company that was starting this new business, but you had to pay them like $500 a year to get business to get on, start using their platform. And then I wanted also, you touched on earlier about the business insurance. You said that $100,000 in E&O insurance may not be enough in case you have to fight for your life. And so who would you advise besides Byberg to do the E&O insurance? So.
Okay, perfect. Anybody specialize in remote on the call? I don't specialize in remote. I specialize in apostilles at the moment. I do some remote, but it's not my specialty. I don't spend a whole bunch of time and energy on it, and I use Notarize.
I do.
Hey, Monique. All right.
Hi.
Tell us how you doing. Oh, Miss Anita, where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay. And Miss Monique, where are you located?
I'm in Cyprus.
Okay, cool. All right, so good. So let us know your what you're doing and how that's going, Miss Monique.
Well, what I'm doing right now is I've been using Notarize. We had a long discussion about that with our discovery call. I'm still trying to get myself noticed out there in the world to know, to state that I'm a Ron, but I'm also just trying to look up some other things. And right now, while we're in a meeting, looking up Fiverr, and I see that there are listings for other virtual notaries in Fiverr. So I don't know if that would be a good idea for you, Anita, because I'm also going to try that this afternoon to see if I'll be able to garner some business that way. Also, I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about Pavaso. Just trying to just link up with people. I've been meeting different people like in Clubhouse and through LinkedIn, and I also runs and Instagram. So that's how I've been reaching out. I'm trying my best, TJ, to reach out to people and be a little bit more social on social media. So I'm just trying to go for it head on. And then that's the best thing that I can offer. But other than that, I just have another question later. But I'll just let you finish asking what you need, okay, Anita? But if you need to reach out to me, I'll put my email in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
You're
I have
welcome.
another question, TJ. I
Okay.
am one of these anti social media persons. I just opened my first Twitter, but I opened it under my name. So would you, not Twitter, Instagram. So would you suggest doing marketing or promoting on Instagram? I don't have Facebook at this current time. So, but I did build a website. So I wanted to talk to people about that. I did build a website. I use Wix, Wix.com. And I found a tutorial on YouTube that helped me build a really nice site. And if you, of course, you know, once you start building and you start adding different things on it, of course, you have to start paying for the cost. I think I just pay like $350 for not only publishing, but also hosting. They're my domain. They gave me other little perks on it. So, but I
Where
did
is
use
that?
that. Wix, Wix.com.
And what is that for?
That's website building.
Okay. What was your question to me?
So my question was, is that, as I said, I'm not a social media person. So would you suggest getting on, besides Facebook, Instagram, or another platform to do, I guess, to get linked up with other notaries?
Linking up with other notaries, I'd say, I mean, you can do that on Facebook if you want to. I'm looking for money, so I don't really link up with other notaries unless we can exchange information, how I can make more money and how I can help them make more money.
Okay.
I would use social media to get clients.
Okay.
And the same thing that I was telling them about contacting real estate agents, real estate brokers, mortgage loan officers and originators, home builders associations. You can do the same exact thing with Ron.
Okay.
The exact same thing. Go directly to the source and let them know. If your people are worried about the coronavirus, have no fear. We can do it remotely on the computer.
Okay.
So I don't have to go into their homes. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's a completely touchless transaction.
Okay, thank you.
And you had one other question too, other than the Ron stuff.
The insurance, the in-on insurance.
Okay, I don't know of another company. Well, I do. So, I mean, I'm gonna tell you how I find everything I find out, right? I Google it.
Okay.
I Google it. So if I want to find out signing agent errors and omissions insurance, Houston, Texas, my number one thing to do is to call the guy that I take and get my insurance from. And then I also Google signing agent errors and omissions insurance. And remember, I also called it professional liability insurance. So I Google those terms.
Okay, thank you.
And another thing, hold on, so somebody put up notary coach course, Miss Linda. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then I'm gonna talk about website. Miss Linda? Okay, so I'm gonna go on the website. She put up.
Well, she can I ask about Sean? Didn't you say you have a friend named Sean or somebody that does training for remote? Can you put his link in the chat?
I can. Hold on one second. Okay, so real quick about the website. All right, one of the best websites that you can have can be directly tied to your Google Business page. That's one of the best websites that you can have. It's quick, it's easy to set up, and it pulls information from your posts, from your photos, and from your and from everything that you already have. So if you don't have a major website just yet, go on and try to create one here. Go on and try to create one on your Google Business page. It's fast. And people, it'll get views. One of the best things that you can do. It's a Google product, so Google is already sending people to your page, and then they can click on website, and maybe it'll have your pricing versus your competitor's pricing or something like that up. So why not? It'll give them a quote, give them a call. And what else? So yeah, I mean, this is simple. This is pretty easy to set up. Again, for your website, look, the URL, the domain name that I have, ain't nobody looking for Miss Becky's Mobile Notary. So in your domain name, it needs to be the same. You need to use the same tools as you've used in setting up your Google Business page. Where you are, what you do. That needs to be the name that you use in your for your domain name. And also for your domain name, you can search to see what people are searching for using Google keyword. And I'm not going to get into this, but the keyword planner. I think I showed y'all this. You Google the word Google keyword planner. Let me sign in. And then name your name based off of the keywords that people are looking for. You go to tools. I say tools. Under planning, go to keyword planner. And then it says discover new keywords. Or you can start with the other one. The other one was get search volume and forecast. So let's see this one. I always use the other one. You can see both on here. So let's see, Notary Houston. I'm just typing something, y'all. And then I don't want to do any of that. I want to go to apply. But where it says United States, I want to change United States. I just said Houston. Why would I look up all of the United States? I put a target market in and say Houston, and not just Houston, but Houston and all surrounding areas. And then I'd say that. And then I'd scroll down to see what keywords are best. So Notary Houston is getting 880 clicks per month. Notary Public Houston, 390, and you go on down.
Okay.
So since we're on Google, I have a question. Has anyone been able to get a QR code from Google, like to put on your business card or to put on your page?
I haven't even tried personally.
I tried, but it was, and I followed someone's direction, but I could never get to it.
Yeah, I've never tried.
I actually had my cousin, she does it, so I got a QR code. She linked it somehow. If I find out any information, I'll post it somewhere.
This is Monique. If you go to Canva, you can do the QR code for free.
Canva, okay, thank you.
Canva.com.
And you know what? So I think I've done, okay, so let me see where my QR code is. I use this thing called bizcarding.com. This is what I use for my business card, y'all. I'll put a link, I'll put the link in the chat. Bizcarding.com. And when they get to this, they can send me a link, WhatsApp, and I thought I had a QR code on here. Maybe not. Dang, I thought about QR code. Okay, so it's not on there. I must have put it on something else that I use then. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me go up and look at the chat. I only see y'all talk about just posting. Okay.
TJ,
Yes, ma'am.
I needed the name of that app that we use to search LinkedIn. I got a new computer, it ain't coming up. It's
Oh,
simply what?
Seamless AI, Seamless AI. It's
Look, I had it all messed up.
seamless.ai. And then Signal Hire, SIGNALHIRE.com.
Okay,
Those.
I sent you a text too. I'm headed to a signing too.
Okay, been offered to become a MO. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Miranda said she was offered a mortgage loan originating job with Title 365 because they just like her and they're willing to pay for everything, including her training.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And Terica, you said I mentioned 2 platforms earlier. What? I don't even know. I don't know what I was talking about.
It was right at the beginning, but okay, it's okay.
If I did, then I put the links inside the chat. What do the platforms do? Do you know? It was probably Signal Hire and Seamless AI where you can look people up.
It was before we got into anything, and then we started talking about something else. So it was before you
Google Alerts and First Law Comic.
Say that one more time.
We went to Google Alerts at the beginning and we went to First Law Comic.
Okay, Google Alerts. Okay, okay. Yeah, these are Google Alerts. Oh, First Law Comic, right, okay. Perfect, I see what you're saying. So you'll have to look back at the video because the Google Alerts is just, you know, setting it up so that you can have content to post on your Google Business page. And that First Law Comic was one of the pages that came up when I clicked the link in the Google Alert. Okay, has this been helpful to y'all?
Extremely helpful.
Okay, so now I want to.
Yes, it has. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Miss Monique, your hand is up. Did you have anything else to add?
Only thing that I'm having issues with is using the buttons on Google My Business, how to set them up so that they'll link to everything. And then I just had one additional question about, you know how you showed the website on Google My Business? Do we just add the information or do we have to create that separately?
All of it, you add the information. So the links on Google Business, hold on, I mean, every link that you see, let me go to it. So when you click on that link, when you click on that button, it'll ask you what type of button. It can be a call now, contact us, or a get quote, right? So say for instance, I say contact us. And it sends your customer your phone number or something, and then this is the text that's going down there. So if I say, get a quote, then it's gonna send it to my email address. If I say, you know, call now, it's gonna send them my phone number, call my phone number. So that's how you just click on the button and then it will give you options as to what to put in that button. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
And did you have another question? I can only answer one question at a time. My doggone mind be moving fast.
It was just about setting up the website in Google My Business page.
Yeah, you have to put all of the information in there individually. It brings up some things, but when you start, the way that I learned, it makes my mom so mad. I told her I learned just by messing with it. You can't break it. So I just get in there and just start playing with it and putting, it asks for a name, I put a name in. You know what I'm saying? Or with the Google Business page website, it brings up your name, whatever name your page is, automatically. Some of this stuff will populate automatically. You've already put your phone number in when you created your business page, so that's going to populate automatically.
Right, but the only problem that I had, TJ, also just thinking about it, was after you changed the business name with me when we had our discovery call, they blocked my page. So now I have to wait for a new card to come in and then enter, I guess, the information for it to be unblocked.
Gotcha. And another thing that you can do if they still block it is go to the county clerk's office and get that as a business name. Whatever you name your page, get that as your actual DBA, doing business as name.
Right, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, it happens sometimes. It happens. It didn't happen to me, but hey, getting that card, it takes what, 2 to 5 days to get that card in the mail? Don't take long. Let's see who else had their hand up. One moment, let me stop sharing. All right, Miss Sierra, you have something else to say?
Yes, just real quick before I get a brain fart. What was I about to ask you? Oh yeah. So do you, with the $47 membership, because I signed up for that a couple weeks ago, do you include that apostille training in there, or is that something separate? Do you even do apostille training?
Yes, ma'am, I do apostille training. It is, I think okay, so this is the membership. And we don't go through the basics of the apostille training, but we will be talking to different states about the apostille training and what they require and the common errors that they see. So that part. But the apostille training that I offer, let me get the links to that. Did you buy the Christmas bundle by any chance? Because it's within there.
I just did the link you put in about the 47 a month or something like that. And I was just trying to see what all that included. Well, if the trainings were included.
Yeah, those aren't included. That includes something else. But I can still offer y'all the Christmas bundle if you haven't gotten it already. It includes the Christmas bundle includes the apostille training and what I call the docs from hell, which were docs that me and Mariama did. There were mortgage type docs, and oh my God, they were just long and tedious and horrible. But if you can get through those, you can get through anything. The apostille training by itself is $347. To get the docs and the apostille training, I did a special for $199. And since y'all came today, I'll give y'all that special again for $199 where you can get it all. So instead of paying $347, you can pay $199. I just put the link in the chat. And the apostille training is covered on that.
TJ, is this the training we did with Sean, or is it with Julie?
So that one will be with Judy.
So this is just, I know it probably would be in the training, but I seen this girl. Do you like $625 or $650 for doing a apostille? Is that normal?
Say that one more time because you broke up.
I seen someone post in the Black Notary Network group that they made $600 and something after doing one apostille. Is that like average?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it could be because one apostille, me doing one document is $195. So I'm making no less than $195 every time I step out of my house. If they need to expedite that, then that expedite fee, if it's a 1 to 3 day, if it's a 3 to 5 day expedite, then I'll charge them another $125. If they need for me to stop everything that I'm doing and go down there and do it, then that's an extra shoot. I mean, that can range from $250 to $500. So you add all of that up and that's how you get that cost. The expedite is what bills the cost. So let's see. Let me get my.
And I just, when I took your apostille class, that was my Christmas present to myself. I did my first apostille in late January. And you were there for me. TJ walked me through it. I was so nervous. I was able to charge $275 for the whole thing. But minus the $275, I let them know they needed a $30 check because they wanted it expedited. I also was the one, you had to pay for the postage and handling. So that's what made my take home 192 from the 275, because I paid for it to be overnighted the first day. And then I did just a regular return label. They ended up getting their apostille. We did it on the 27th of January, I want to say, and everything was official. I reminded them not to touch the seal. And they got everything back. They were sending it to Poland, but they got everything back by last week. So it was everything came back in a nice timely frame, and they was happy. So it's not hard, and it's worth it, because I think I got the Christmas bundle. 149, 19, I don't know. It was a Christmas gift to myself, but I got that back with my first apostille signing as well. So it's not hard, and it's worth it. You can charge up to that amount. I found once you Google your best friend, the 195 is for like the first document. If they want expedited, like she said, you want to charge it, then any additional document, ask them how many documents they need apostille, because if it's a extra expedite, each document is $35 per expedition, then you charge $95 again for that document. So the price can go up. It all depends on what they're looking for.
Exactly.
Hey, TJ, I'm sorry. This is Jennifer. Thank you for that information. TJ, I paid for your apostille class at some point. It was last year. I am not yet a notary, but you had a really good deal going on. It was like $250 for the apostille training, and so I just purchased it for like future reference. Is that still good, or do I need to go back in and do this Christmas bundle that you're offering?
No, it's still good. It's the same apostille training. We have 2 different apostille trainings. Take a look at which one you have. If it's the 1.0 with Judith Lawrence, then that's the one that was a part of the Christmas bundle. The 2.0 with Sean, that one was awesome too. They've been good. But if you just bought the 1.0, everything was in there. Everything was in there. And if you have any issues, if you go back and look for it, if you have any issues, Jennifer, don't hesitate to reach out to me at support@solutionsbytj.com.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sierra, did you have any other questions or comments? Anybody else? Okay, so this is what we need to win, and we're going in the home stretch. We'll be off of here by 12:30. What do y'all need to win? And I need to talk to the people who are silent. The spectators in the room, I need for y'all to talk. This is your chance. If you don't want to talk in front of people, I get it. Hold on 1 second. Let me give it this Calendly link one more again. If you just want to talk to just me and you, I'm here for just me and you.
I done fell off the boat with my notary. I need some motivation.
Okay, I can do that too. Oh yeah, you don't have to be a notary to do the apostille work. Real quick, you don't have to be a notary to do apostille work. It helps. That's another fee that you can charge.
Right, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it helps.
I just want to say, but it really helps to be a notary, to do the apostille work, because you can notarize the documents, and then you can get the documents apostille right on the spot. So it really will help to be a notary. But like TJ say, you don't have to be a notary. You can have, someone that is a notary that can notarize the document. But prior to taking the document to get apostille, it does have to have a notarization. So if you can provide all that, if you can.
You got it? Where did you go?
Okay, Tamika, were you still talking? Or did I mute the wrong person? I was trying to mute somebody else. Miss Monique, you got something?
Yes, I have another question. I'm sorry, I'm full of questions.
No, you're good.
I wanted to ask, because someone made mention, it was a really good point about going to different builders and going up to them and just familiarizing yourself with them. Would it also be okay if I were to take like my folder with all of my information, contact, a little bit about me, instead of just like bribing them with donuts or something? Or could I just make like a bouquet of candies or something and just drop it off? Just to familiarize myself with them? And is there any type of script or certain things that I should and should not say?
All right, let's go over that. You can take whatever you want. You're building a relationship. So think of yourself. What would you want to build a relationship? Sometimes when you just take my card, my pen, my this, my that, it's me, me, me. That's how that looks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, this is about you. So can you take donuts and leave your card? Absolutely. Can you do this and do that? Absolutely. Can you go to the dollar store and put together a little cute cup for 1 or 2 people? Absolutely. And what do you do? What do you say when you go in? Okay, let's role play this.
Okay.
All right. I'll start off. I'm walking in. Good morning. How y'all doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. So my name is Latanya Johnson. I am a mobile signing agent in the area. And I saw that y'all just brought the 10 up. How many homes will be in the area?
About 200.
Awesome. Okay. So like I said, am a mobile signing agent, and I would love to offer that luxury service to your clients and to the residents of this beautiful subdivision. Who would I speak to in order to do that?
Well, we don't have someone set up to specifically speak with right now, but do you have any information that you could leave?
I do. So here is my card. I also brought y'all donuts today.
Oh, terrific.
It's raining outside. And what's your name again?
My name is Monique.
Okay, Monique, what do you do within the company?
I just handle all of the different transactions that are coming in as far as payments and everything. But I'll be glad to accept your information and pass it on, especially with these donuts. It's raining outside and a good cup of coffee would go well with these donuts. Thank you so much for bringing them by.
You are more than welcome. More than welcome. I plan on getting to know y'all because I build relationships. So you'll definitely see me again.
Terrific.
You be safe today, and I will see you a little bit later.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay, just like that.
And you might stumble, but so
okay.
Yeah. You might stumble. The next one that you hit is gonna be smooth.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll do it. It's okay. I can do it.
Yeah.
Now, I have one question, and if anybody else wants to chime in, because I'm trying to get a consensus on this. I don't mind sharing. I shared with you already, TJ, that I'm physically disabled, but I can walk and I just can't stand long. That's been my thing about going out to meet with people, because some people are sort of mean to people that may be walking with a cane and can't walk really well. It's not that I can't perform or do my tasks. It's just that some people have a lot of bias. And that's just been my thing about going out. So I know I can speak to people because of what I previously did in corporate America, but it's just that phobia of people looking at me like, oh, she can't walk really well because she do the job.
Well, this is a job where you sit down to do it. You don't have to stand up and you don't have to walk.
Okay.
What you could tell them is, I can sit in this trailer and do it. Or better yet, I can offer a service where they do not have to leave their homes. They do not have to find somebody to watch their kids, and they can sit right in front of their computer and we can close their loan.
Okay. That's a good approach. Thank you.
Okay. May I add something? Is she saying that she can't walk?
Yes.
Okay, well, I was on a walker for a while, and a lot of people don't know that. But half-assing your head. Well, a lot of it, the perception of you thinking of what people are thinking, they're not thinking that. You go in there with your expertise. I was on a walker. I've been in 3 car accidents, and I was on a walker for almost a year and a half. and I'm below my 30s, and you know, your mind plays tricks on you, but they just care about you doing a good job and making sure that loan closes, and your personality outweighs a disability. So
Gotcha.
I believe that's in your head. You know, nobody, you'll be fine.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's helped a lot. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And yes, you will have access to this recording after the meeting. I'll upload it so that anybody who missed it can get access. I also sent out an email with the Calendly link if you want to talk to me directly. Anybody else want to do some type of role playing or anything, any questions? Chime on in.
I have a question. If my computer not messing up. Well, not even a question. I just wanted to let you guys know when I learned something new, so I would like to share it. I'm helping my stepfather. He doesn't want to leave the house. He want to be a notary online. Like he doesn't want to drive anywhere. He's older. So what we've been doing is we've been going to all the expat groups. So like Mexico, just all the Americans that live abroad. And we've been going there, and they're still U.S. citizens, so they need notaries. And basically, we just did like a test ad, you know, just posted, you know, where he's a remote online notary, and you know, by all of his information, and he definitely has been in emails. Of course, you have to have a platform and all that to bring the clients to, but I think it could be very, very lucrative if he take it really serious, because these people, and you have to be mindful of the time difference as well. So if you a night owl and you don't want to leave your house, or you want to work when your kids are asleep, I think this is something that you guys should look into, because I definitely see that he's going to be reaping those benefits for sure, especially if he takes it seriously, set up his calendar like I told him, so people can automatically book appointments and stuff like that. If he it's just, I think that's something that people really don't touch on, is the expats. They need us. They moved abroad, they retired abroad, and they still need notarizations for a lot of things. And for it to be done online is very convenient. But I just wanted to share that. I'll let you know how it goes in the next couple months.
Sierra, I have a question. I'm sorry. What
Yes, ma'am.
do you link up with these expat groups on LinkedIn, or how are you getting in touch with them?
Okay, so Facebook.
Okay,
So he doesn't have a lot of social medias. He just have Facebook. So we just go into the expat groups on Facebook. There's one for Mexico. There's one for every, if you just put in a search engine, expat, EXPAT,
right,
expat groups will pop up. And these, you just, you know, and you can even just, when you go on the group, you can search notary, and you can see how many times they didn't ask for a notary. You know what I mean? And you can just make sure that you put your information on all those feeds, all those posts. Make sure you be like, I'm a notary, I'm an online notary, I'm a Ron, or whatever, and just drop that information there, so they'll always have something to go back to when they need of a notary. That's just my tip.
That's a good thing to do, because I know I've done some notarizations for expat through Notarize. He can also try to get in through Notarize as well if he wants to. That way it's a backup.
Bringing
to
his
have
own
money.
clients to notarize.
He can bring in his own clients, and also if he signs up with Notarize, it'll be a dual way to make money, the assignments that they give, and just anything as a backup to make another type of money.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I love y'all so much. I do.
One notary, before I forget, because I'm in the car, I'm headed. One notary is hiring 1099 employees, and you can bring your own client there too. But they're hiring 1099 employees, meaning that they'll pay you to get on their platform and do closings and notarizations.
How much do they charge? How much do they pay?
With general notary work, I believe it's starting out at $15 per transaction or something like that. I got to look more into it, because I've been like busy with this other stuff, but I did get the email.
What was the name of that company again?
It's called One Notary.
One Notary. Okay.
But thank y'all so much. I love it when y'all participate. That was really good, Sierra. You are a wealth, boy. You are really a jewel.
Did you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Sierra, for the information. I would love to help with that because I'm around as well. But I'm new to notary work. And so you were asking, what you could, do to help. So I think just the whole being nervous aspect of getting out there and doing it for the first couple of times is where I am. And when you're doing notarizations, I don't know if it's possible for a notary to take someone along with them, like in a training type situation, to watch on and see how a notarization is done the first couple of times. Is that possible, even if it's a loan signing or even if it is general notary work?
I do that when I have someone request a witness, like if the document needs witnesses. And, so I'm just brainstorming here. Would it be helpful for the people who are afraid? Would it be helpful for me to set up just a role-playing call for us, just where we role play, just where you get an opportunity to go through it?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes, I think that would be great.
Yes.
I don't know, for me, the other ladies that just spoke up and agreed can chime in. I don't know for me that I would use the word necessarily afraid, or more so, I think I would use the word, I don't have any experience. So when you say like box of rocks method, I want to watch someone do it a couple of times and then I got it. I'm good.
Okay, so this is Trevor, right?
Treve, yes, ma'am.
Treve, Lord, let me say that right. Treve. Okay, Treve. The best way, I don't know how you learn. I have 2 different trainings. One with me and my cousin, where we go through those documents.
Yeah, I seen that. That was great. I love that. No, I love that video, by the way. It was great.
So if you go through those, you got it. You just got to trust yourself. Absolutely.
All right. Well, then maybe it is.
I've never seen anything harder than those 2 documents, ever.
Maybe it is the word afraid then, because I don't know. I think what it is being in corporate America and used to going through a training class for everything. And y'all chime in that's been in corporate America. Now you're getting out trying to do something for the first time. You've never done it before and you're used to being trained, like going through a training class and having some example hands-on experience. I'm trying to get out of that thought process. And I guess trusting within myself, coupled with what you taught in those videos, and just get out there and do it.
And that's really the thing. The other thing that we offer is one-on-one training. Okay, so this is how I learn. Until I have a job, ain't none of this gonna make sense. Until I have my own assignment, my own documents, I'm going through my own stuff, and you walk me through that, then it'll all make sense.
Exactly.
Because all of the pressure is on.
That's right.
Get it right.
That's right. No, yes, ma'am. I'm with you right there. So that's why I said having me tag along with another notary, is that something that's allowed in the notarization industry or not?
It is allowed if you get the signer's approval, and if they require a witness.
Oh,
but sometimes that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. You dealing with their social security information, their birthday, and all of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
We offer a training where my cousin Mariama will get on the phone with you. Once you get an assignment, she gets on the phone and goes through your documents with you. You will not make a mistake. And then when you're at closing, if you have a question, say you forget something, we are right there to answer whatever question you have. That if you're interested in that, let me know. We do that 3 times for $375 total. So it's $125 every time we get on the phone with you to do that. but you have to buy it as a package where we do it for you 3 times, but you have it. After 3 times, you don't need us anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
The first time you're nervous, super nervous.
Right.
The second time, you're not as nervous. After the second time, you're like, oh, I got this. The third time, you're a pro. Yeah.
Hey, TJ, I got a question. This is Keisha. What I want to know is if you're just starting out into the notary business, what is the easiest way besides Cash App and PayPal? Like, what merchant did you use on your platform for the clients to be able to pay online?
I use PayPal.
Okay.
I don't trust Cash App like that. So I either use PayPal or Zelle, and I don't have a Zelle for business. I have Zelle personal.
Okay, because I went through something called 5-star marketing, and what I realized is I was just trying to get one of the little square things in Bank of America where I got my bank account. They were trying to charge me, well, not what they were trying to, but they were letting me know what the convenience charges were. And I think that made me uncomfortable with not knowing when they say, oh, can you please put it down, baby? Thank you, please, and thank you. When they talk about convenience charges, every time you use or however much you make, it's a certain percentage on that. Could you just
3% plus like something else? Yeah, those are merchant accounts.
Okay. All right. So just easier to do PayPal and Cash App. Thank you.
Hey, TJ, this is Anita again.
Hey, Anita.
I want to piggyback on something that you said and Miranda said. One word it stood out so much to let me just say, God is good. Your word was consistent. You have to be consistent in doing this job. Mm-hmm. That's one. And then the second thing, when Miranda was talking to the lady, she was saying a lot of this stuff is in your head. Mm-hmm. I find that we think we always want to be in control. We always want to think about the what ifs. We can't allow ourselves to not go ahead, as you stated before, sometime last year when I started watching your videos. You have to jump. You have to jump, and don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of making a mistake or making a few mistakes. You'll get better with time, but you have to believe in yourself and also believe that this life, or I ain't gonna say this life, this is something that will make you free of working in corporate. I was just thinking today, mindset, we have to change our mindset to realize that we deserve this. We don't have to always work a 9 to 5. We just have to put in the time and believe that we deserve it and go and get it.
That's true.
Anita, thank you so much for that. I just want to share this with the group. This is Monique again. The reason why I think that I've had so much of a lack of confidence with getting out there again is because I spent a lot of years in corporate America managing HR and operations. I couldn't go back to my regular job because of all of the physical things that I would need to do sometimes. And when I was applying for jobs and they would meet me, I was turned away and I was always rejected from those jobs because I can't physically do the jobs anymore. Not that my brain doesn't work. So after so many times you're turned down and turned away because of your physical limitations, you then start feeling that lack of. I'm in the process of trying to rebuild it, and I'm just asking questions now. I know I can do it. Coming from being on a walker for over a year, as someone prior to me had spoken, I forget her name, I'm sorry. And all the multiple surgeries, I've had 3 different surgeries. I'm not even supposed to be able to walk because of a spinal injury that I have. But God saved me from that. But I suffer sometimes from chronic pain, and it's hard for me. So I just want to be able to get out there and still have a life again after becoming disabled in my late 40s. So I'm restarting life again, and it's really hard. So that's what I just wanted to share, but it's all possible. So I'm just trying to get out there and redo it. Thanks.
Well, perfect. Hey, listen, I am proud of everybody because regardless of what it is that stops us, we have to push through. All of us have something. All of us. I trust me too. I had a million reasons of why not to, why stop. Girl, go sit down. Why to go get back in the bed, why to stop. But you just got to push through the fear. You have to push through the pain, push through the headache, push through. It just seems like life is a bunch of push throughs, right? And we keep pushing through, and if good Lord says the same, we'll get to where we're trying to go. It's as simple as that. What my goal here is to help you push through as much as I can. If that calls for us doing role play calls, I'm here for whatever y'all need to do. I can organize it. I can put it together. I just want us as a family to win. And whatever it takes for us to win, let's get it done. All right. Anybody else? So we have role playing. I will definitely put that up. I was telling y'all about Mariama and what she has. If you are interested in that one-on-one with Mariama for $125, trust me, I will let you play the $125 one time at one assignment at a time. If that's what you need, I'll work with you. I just want you to get it done. And I know, sometimes it seems like everything is a cost. I get it. But I do this out of love. Mariama does this out of love. Because she don't need it. She making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. I don't necessarily need it. But I don't need the money, but I need for you to succeed. If that makes any daggum sense. I need for you to be okay. It's such a burning whatever inside of me. I freaking need for you to get this because it's too easy not to. And once you get on the other side of whatever the hell is stopping you, and you see what I'm talking about, hopefully you'll need for somebody else to get there. And you're not gonna stop and be like, no. This is too easy. It ain't no other industry that's this freaking easy to make this kind of money. So I need for you to get this. And I need for you to tell me what the heck it's going to take for you to get there. I don't know why I need it so bad, but it's just like, man, this is, the people that's with me, we got to get there. Now, everybody else, I can't help the whole world, but us in here, oh, we got to get there. So don't be quiet. Get on a Calendly call, do whatever, talk now or forever hold your peace. Let me help you get there. Because I'm not going to waste my time and tell you about stuff that don't work, that I haven't tried. I'm telling you stuff that I've tried. I'm telling you stuff that we know works.
May I please get the name of that group? It was expat or something. I wasn't clear on how that's pronounced.
XPAT. EXPAT. And you type expat, and the name of a country. So expat, okay. Mexico, expat, right. Expat in the name of a country.
Okay. I also have my Ron and a couple other things going on, but I'm an insurance adjuster, and with these numbers spiraling out of control from coast to coast, I haven't been able to pick this ball up and run with it. But that's the goal here. But the thing is that I thought maybe, and you guys help me with this, just trying to creep my way in as I'm so busy, but I've got to, stick to my guns and get started. So would you suggest maybe utilizing the Ron to kind of start generating and generating some experience and know-how within the field to get started?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if that's what, however you need to get started, even if it's just doing one job that you can take from a Google business page ad, whatever you need to get started, it'll all help you.
Okay.
I'll help you.
All right.
TJ.
You guys, this is my first time here and I have thoroughly enjoyed being here. Thank you, TJ,
You gotta do
for
this more often.
existing and being obedient.
Thank you. Because I was like, oh no, we need this today. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to postpone everything. Anybody
Yes,
else talking?
Yes, TJ, will we have access to this video for a day or so, or no?
Forever.
It's
It'll go
recorded.
it'll go on the membership page.
Oh, okay. All right.
Miss Anita, did you have any other questions? Or comments?
No, not at this time. We'll talk in a couple of weeks.
Okay, I'm gonna lower your hand. Anybody else before we jump off?
Yes, TJ, I have.
Okay, got a couple of people. Raise your hands just so that I know.
Sorry, go ahead.
You can go, Miss Jennifer.
Okay, in order to be a part of this call that you're doing, like today, is this a weekly call? Is this a monthly call? Do we need to join the membership? Because I was just sent the invitation in my email, so I hopped on. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. So what I have is a membership. It's $67 a month. And we learn all different types of topics. I mean, it'll range. Today is this topic. Tomorrow we might talk about short-term rentals. I send out an email and let y'all know what the topic is going to be, and you join if you can, if you're interested in the topic. But the things that I, Latanya Sheree Johnson, have to offer: notary signing agent information, apostille, general notary work, real estate investing. Real estate investing, including buy, remodel, repair, and then rent out, which is the BRRRR method. I know how to flip properties. I know how to wholesale properties. I own 9 short-term rentals right now. So I got a lot to give y'all. And then as we start making money, when we get to the point where we got enough people who are getting in the groove, we're making $10,000 a month, we're gonna go to the next level and talk about insurance and where to put that money so that it grows for you and your kids. We'll have Sean come on. Sean is a master trader. We have some masters in the room. So, I mean.
Okay, and so all of this is a part of your membership club?
Membership, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, all of it is a part of my membership. And so I don't know right now when we're gonna plan the role play, but it will be soon. It will be soon, and it may be as soon as, do y'all prefer, type in the chat if you prefer weekends or weekdays, like weekday around 7 p.m. That'll be Central Standard Time. So just type in the chat and then I'll go back and look at it. Somebody else, Miss Linda, Miss Eckhart, you have something to say? I'm sorry, Renee. Either one of y'all can go. Miss Renee, you have, okay, I'm listening.
Yes, hi. My question is, can you, when you have some time, can you help me figure out how to get connected to the portal, or, you know, where all this information is housed? I don't have access to any of that.
Okay, can you email me at support@solutionsbytj.com and leave your phone number?
Sure.
Okay. Support@solutionsbytj.com. And Miss Eckert.
Miss TJ, I couldn't find my microphone.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I know if I'm already in the membership at $67? Because I'm like the lady before. I got it in an email and I was like, oh, I don't want to miss this, but I'm usually not able to make the live calls on Sundays. And so I listen on Mondays, and I don't know if I'm on the routine or I have to sign up for that. And that's what I wanted to check out.
So let me, hold on, I'll get the link. And if you've seen this page before, then that means that you are not on it. Hold on, let me get the doggone link. One moment. Yeah, that's it. And I'm putting it in the chat for you now. That's the membership link. So if you've already signed up through that page, then more than likely you are already in the membership. And if you have
I'm looking for the chat, honey.
I don't know where it is. Look at the bottom of your screen where you see the mic and show screen and all that. And it should show chat next to, on my screen, it says polls and then chat.
Yeah, it's not showing up now. I don't know if it's because my hand's up or what, but if somebody
You have
could,
to click the 3 buttons that says more and then hit chat.
I don't even have that.
Oh.
I know. If somebody could send that to me at linda.notary@gmail.com, that would be great.
And it will come to you that way, LYNDA. Let me look it up real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
LYNDA.
Because I'm on the phone versus the computer, so I can't get the phone. That's why I had trouble unmuting.
Which web browser are you using?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea, honey. I'm on the phone.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay,
I got.
so you should be in here. Yeah, you should be in here. I will make sure that my team adds you.
Okay, hon.
I'm looking in the background and you should be on here.
So TJ, because it was Central Time and I'm Pacific Time, I messed up with my times. So this will be on a replay so I can get it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Because I want to be at that 10,000 a month.
Oh, and you have to.
And I'm at 5, so I need it.
It's doable. It's possible. And if you've gotten to 5 already, you can definitely get to 10. You may just need to add some more services.
Okay.
One more service could get you there. Okay. Anybody else?
TJ, did you talk about taxes? I think when we first started out the call, someone had typed taxes in the chat. Unless I missed it, I don't recall your response to that.
I didn't talk about taxes. I don't know a lot. I mean, I had a lady by the name of Camille, Build with Camille, on Sunday Fun Day. And she talked a lot about taxes. I can go back, or hold on, let me go back and try and find that video for y'all, but I am not the tax person. Somebody else does my taxes. Hold on one second. Okay, let me, hold on, I'll bring y'all with me. Hush, Blue. Blue, like, you need to get off the phone. Keep telling me to hush. Shh. That ain't working. So it's under the live videos under my channel if it comes up.
And when you said that we're gonna have access to this video, where is this one gonna be uploaded to? Is this gonna be on YouTube as well?
No, this will be in the membership area. So if you're already a member, if you've
Okay.
signed up, and keep in mind, the membership is free for 30 days, but you have to tell me, before the 30 days is up that you want out of the membership. If not, then you're just gonna be paid for a month. Okay. So I'm going to past live streams. And Notary Signing Agent. Okay, this is the one. Can I get a link? Okay, maybe that didn't work. Control C. And I'm putting the tax video.
For a well-paying side hustle as a notary,
Gosh.
notaries are paid on the spot.
I'm putting the video URL in the chat. That's about as good as I can do for taxes. Okay, so Anita, Miss Hayes, do me a favor and email me at support@solutionsbytj.com and I'll check that for you. Anybody who wants to see if you are in the membership, do me a favor and email me so that I can keep track of it and make sure that I got you down.
What did you ask TJ you want me to do what?
Miss Anjanetta, I'm sorry, Miss Anjanetta Hayes. You got your hand up, Miss Anjanette. You have a question for me?
Yes, that's I needed to know what my membership was. I purchased it so long ago and never did anything with it. I don't recall what all I got, because I also picked up the thing with the secret shoppers. So I was kind of like getting it all from you.
Okay, NETTE. Let me look right now. But let me see. Hold on. ANGEANEET.
It's with a J.
Oh, okay. Let me see. All times.
I just wanted all access, so whatever I didn't have, I wanted to go ahead and complete purchase.
Okay. Do me a favor. I'm gonna look this up a little bit later. Do me a favor and email me at support@solutionsbytj.com. Support@solutionsbytj.com.
All right.
And if anybody wants to email me and say, hey, TJ, this is a great idea. I think I need this to help me to win. Please do that. Open and available for y'all. I'm open and available. And I said 12:30. I know it's we'd have been on here almost, shoot, we started at 10:30, 2.5 hours. On y'all's Saturday. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for joining me. I'm gonna call it in, but I am here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm not doing this for me. I'm here for you. So take advantage of this. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all. It gives me life when I get on the phone with y'all. I enjoy it. I have a folder. Everybody gets the folder with your name on it, with your goals on it, with the specific steps that I tell you to take, and with the main points about you so that I remember. So when you get on a call with me and I get quiet, I'm over here writing so that I can say, you told me that your plan was for $10,000 a month. And these are the steps that you were supposed to do. Did you do it? That's how that's gonna go. And I'm gonna say, okay, well, listen, let's try again this week. Let's try to get it done. That's all we can do. We fall down, we get up. Let's try it again this week. Hopefully it goes better. If we get 2 things done, it's better than nothing. All right. I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have my whole heart. I appreciate y'all with everything that God has given me. Let me go and tend to this little baby dog over here, boy. It's a whole child. She keep coming over here rubbing my leg. Like, mama, you off the phone yet? You off the phone yet? You off the phone yet? That's Blue.
Thank you so
That's why I
much,
have to
TJ.
rub
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all
That's
are
why
very
we're on mute, because our kids are back here doing that same thing, cutting music up louder and louder. Mom, can you fix me something? Can you give me some lemonade? Can you give me some bread? Yes, I can. Thank you so much, baby. But can you please be quiet?
I
But
know.
thank you so much. This was a blessing this morning, just totally just by surprise. So thank y'all so much.
Okay, thank y'all. And y'all have a great Saturday. Happy Super Bowl. Happy Valentine's weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, TJ.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.